Hello again. I'm back. So this is the Skim Daily's um, daily newsletter. You can subscribe free. So this is for second October. Okay, let's go through. They always give daily quote. So what? There's no daily quote. Okay. Daily Skim, I like to do something the old-fashioned way. I know. President Trump, the story. President Donald Trump has tested positive for the coronavirus. What happened? Overnight, the president announced on Twitter that he and First Lady Melania Trump both received positive test results for the COVID-19. Hours after he has confirmed that one of his closest aides, Hope Hicks, had contracted the virus. Trump said he and the First Lady would begin their quarantine and recovery process immediately, and that we would get through this together. But since more than 25,000 people in the US had been killed by the virus, the news sent shockwave across the country, the financial market, and the world. Has he gotten sick? It's not clear if either the president or the first lady had experienced any symptoms, but the White House said they were doing well and he expected Trump to keep carrying out his duty without distraction. The CDC says symptoms can appear 2 to 14 days after exposure to the coronavirus. At 74 years old, the president at higher risk for several illnesses from COVID-19. What happens now? The White House data said that the Trumps would say at the White House during their convalescence today the president was set to head to Florida an in-person campaign rally. Now the only thing on his schedule is a phone call on the COVID-19 support to vulnerable seniors. With 32 days until election day, it is unclear how he will continue to campaign or participate in the next presidential debate on the October 15th. And if he gets seriously ill, it could raise questions about whether he should stay on the ballot. Oh my god, this is so strange. How did this happen? For months, Trump criticized has said he has taken the virus seriously and that his enemy hasn't done enough to protect the American people. His refusal to impose a national mask mandate and has rarely won on in public, even though it is considered one of the most effective ways to stop the spread of the virus. He's also held in-person events and indoor rallies, while his own health expert had recommended social distancing. He promoted an unproven drug as a treatment, and even though he knew about the dangers of the virus all the way back in January, he intentionally downplayed the virus threat so as to not create a panic. And hours before he announced his test result, he claimed and of the pandemic was inside the scheme. Is beat by the scheme. President Trump's diagnosis is the most serious known has health scale to any sitting American president in decades. He will have access to the best medical treatment in the world, and we wish him and the First Lady a healthy recovery. With just over a month until an election that's largely seen as a reflected on how he's handled the pandemic, this news creates more uncertainty in an already unpredictable year. The second part, and also this, what people are watching. Texas, yesterday, Gov, Gov Judge Arbor or retire, I think, or a country to limit the number of drop-off locations they had. For May in bollocks to one starting today. Texans who are voting by mail, which is pretty limited, can drop their wallet at location determined by their country's early voting clock. Harris County, which includes Houston, has over 2 million registered voters and is bigger than the state of the Rhode Islands, had planned to have 12 drop-off locations. Now it's got to scale that black to one. County will also be required to allow pool watchers to monitor their driver spot. Lone Star Scribble Urban said the changes are meant to ensure greater transparency and will help stop attempts to illegal voting. Now, evidence shows voter fraud is extremely rare, including one voting by mail by the Texas Democratic Party called its blatant voter suppression, and legal challenges against the governor order are expected. What's getting updated? The Refugee Cup. Earlier this week, the Trump announced plan to slash the number of refugees allowed to the researcher in the U.S. down to the 15,000, a historic low. In President Obama last year in office, that number was around 11,000. Now 110,000. But the Trump admin consistently cut down refugee spots now in part because of the coronavirus. The admin say it needs to prioritize the safety and well-being of Americans. Refugee advocacy groups and Democratic lawmakers denounced the limits, saying it's part of a fear-mongering tactic to vandalize refugees. Who is a fact? The State Department anticipated more than 300,000 new refugees and asylum claims, but there will be spot result for those fleeing religion persecution. Areas who assign the U.S. vote and refugees from the country like El Salvador, Venezuela, and Cuba. Well, the tea is reaching a boiling point. The UK. Yesterday, the European Union took legal action against the country after failed to. Oh my God. Plan to retry part of their Brexit deal. Reminder: last month, the UK said we had a chance of heart about our divorce agreement and that it would be making some amendment to its Northern Ireland Protocol. The EU said a deal is a deal and gave the country less than a month to drop its plan or else, but the UK hasn't blocked back down. So now the EU taking action, which could lead to a showdown at the European Court of Justice. But the EU and the UK are also still having trade talk and could settle everything outside the court. Okay. Where history had been made. California early this week, Governor Gavin Newsom signed a law creating a tax for addressing reporting for slavery, the first law of its kind in the U.S. The nine-person panel will study and make recommendations on what kind of compensation would be provided and who will receive it. The new legislation comes amid nationwide protests against racial injustice and policy brutality. Assemblywoman Shirley Weber, who author debate say California has a responsibility to lead the way in terms of civil rights, which reminding us do not have to suffer in silence. Chris Tankin, staying cool. This Skin Rat, together with Book of the Month. It's a book review. Invisible Girls by Lisa Jewett. This week we are partnering with Book of the Month to bring you an exclusive skim read. Join Book of the Month now to get a copy for only $9.99 and then pick from 5 every month and will deliver right to your door. 5 more here. It is officially spooky as an Acartril time. Lisa Jewett has you covered. Her latest follow troubles 17-year-old suffering mentors her child psychologist Ron Ford and his neighbor who has been accused of sexual misconduct. When Sexual decides to spy on Ron, he finds things that he wasn't looking for, and as an interpret her own, we won't judge if you read with one eye open. Fred Fars. Okay, here are our favorite picks to have you take a break today. 1. The best dishes to eat in every state. Second is a perfect playlist for fall. 3 totally random things that make us you happy. 3 totally random things that make us happy. One more to say in your inbox. Oh my god. Oh, I'm so... Okay, what should I read? The best digital in every state. A perfect, totally determined central park, no pet. Okay. For one you're not sure what deal is the electrical, for when you're ready to repair the luxement, for when the story all our toilet paper, for when you're deliberately running way too complicated. Came more last week. Oh my god. Patient or member scheme which shall get a chance to be future. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you for listening.